Okay, we're live.
All right.
Hi, Amber. You liked Ed's flags?
You know, when we got married, I don't think that we realized that it was Flag Day.
Today's our anniversary, too.
Yeah, so
So-
today we've been married 35 years.
So,
Woo.
welcome to the RDRV channel.
I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb, and we're
we're
the
the
Streeters. Welcome to the RDRV channel, and tonight we're doing Q&A all about stained glass. So,
We sure are, Barb. We've had a fun week, and the rain is finally out of here, and it's really been a fun week. So, welcome aboard, Amber, in South Dakota.
so we had a question this week about tinning. Do you want to talk about
Tinning,
that?
as in tinning your copper foil prior to soldering, or if you need to tin your soldering iron, you probably have had it, probably maybe even not even use a rheostat on it, and it's getting too hot, and then you're wiping it off, and you can take the tinning plate off of your soldering iron if you're allowing it to stay too hot without using it, and just sitting there and just burning away, turning blue or black. So you don't want to leave your soldering iron, if you're not going to use it, just unplug it or make sure you turn it off. Don't ever turn them down, because you'll go away and do something and forget that it's on and leave for the night, and who knows what can happen once that happens. But if you need to tin your soldering iron, the best thing I can tell you to do is, first, number one, use a rheostat to control the temperature of your soldering iron. What you would want to do is you really never want to use flux on your soldering iron. It gets enough of it splashed up on it while you're soldering. So what you want to do is just take a damp cloth at about just enough heat to make the soldering iron, the tip, turn kind of a bluish purple color. And that's going to be too hot to use, but it's not too hot to tin it. So then wipe it 1-2 with just a very damp, nothing dripping water on it, just real quick, and then put some solder on it and let it run off of it, and then let it cool. Turn the iron off and let it cool. So a lot of times you may have to do this 2 or 3 times, but you can tin your tip again. Most of the time, guys and gals, it's easier just to get a new tip and be done with it. And remember, if you're leaving your soldering iron idling at a very high temperature, you're the one destroying your soldering iron. Those things are expensive. I hope that helped. I use a wattage controller, and if I'm not using my iron, it's off.
Yeah.
I mean, soldering irons are way too expensive, and I like to use the good ones, so I don't leave them burning to where the tip's gonna rot out. So you don't want to do that.
Yeah. Your soldering iron looks old, but the tip looks brand new. You know what I mean? Your iron is, the lettering is worn off.
Yeah.
It's, the end is kind of rough looking, but the tip is, you
Yeah,
keep that tip.
keep the tip pristine. And when you're done with it, when you turn it off, as it cools down, not while it's still premium hot, but as it cools down a little bit, just take that damp cloth again, wipe it off, and let it finish cooling. I hang my soldering irons up. It's just personal preference. And I have like 4 different size tips that I use. I use all the way up to a 1/2 inch wide. When we're building church windows and you're using 1/2 inch flat H lead, you need to move across those 300 or 400 soldering joints, touch and go, and you need a tip that can handle that work. And an iron that is, it's a 250 watt iron that I use when I'm working that big. So if that tells you anything.
Okay.
Yeah, and a sponge works too on cleaning your tip, but you don't want to get it so wet that it actually cools it down. All you're doing is you're wiping that if your soldering iron sits there idling and it's got a little bit of solder on it, you're going to find these little black beads will pop up on your solder on your soldering iron. That's what you want to wipe off before you start soldering a nice clean bead, down your copper foil.
Dan said happy anniversary.
Oh, hey, thanks.
And we have a lot of people from last week.
Yeah, you're right. If you dip your soldering iron in flux, well, you may have just poked a hole in your flux container. So now you got a mess
Carol.
to clean up. I understand. I understand.
Okay, so we have a great new video coming out tonight on the oak tree project, and Ed's got some really good soldering and leading tips.
Yeah.
I think you'll like it.
Yeah, just a little bit of soldering and some leading tips, and I'm going to show you a pair of lead nippers that I've been looking for years, and I'm trying to get them for you guys. So I'm not sure that we've heard back from them and that we can get some, but these lead nippers, I had a pair probably 15 years ago, and I lost them, and I have not been able to find them, and I finally found them. So if I can get some, we'll have them on our website, lead nippers, and these things are really, when you're doing lead work, you need to be able to miter that lead and get that swing and get that all going, And with these lead nippers, you can miter the top, and then you can take the heart and the bottom miter out at the same time. They're just that clean of a cut and really easy to use. So hopefully I can find them for you, and you guys can enjoy them as much as I do.
Okay, do we have any questions tonight, or do you just want to talk about anything in particular? Let us know. We're happy to help you all out.
Well, did anybody last week, if anybody was here from last week, did anybody go to the Artist U book or online and download it and see if and start reading it?
Yeah. It's funny because I got a message that they were doing an Artist U small seminar over the next 3 weeks, so I joined up, and so I'm in the middle of that myself, and it's really, we're actually doing it over again, but in a different context. Now we're kind of looking at how we've been affected by the pandemic and how that changes our goals. So, yeah, it's great, isn't it, Amber?
So we need to increase the volume. Melanie says, can we increase the volume? How about can you hear it a little bit better now if we talk a little bit lower, Melanie? Talk a little bit louder?
Is that better? Or should we move I'm not sure that the mic was, I know I was not sure about the mic. Let me see.
And Amber, they do make a longer, the same company makes a longer nose plier, but I have definitely been told that they don't make that anymore. The plier I'm talking about is 7 inches, and they used to make a 9-inch lead nipper, and that thing was awesome, but they no longer make that. But the 7-inch nipper, if I can find them, I'll have them on our website for you. And yeah, Andrew's book is good, so just take your time and go through it, and then go through the worksheet. And a lot of times, if you find some of your artist friends, everybody doesn't have to do the same thing. This is a project for artists, plural. And so, if you can get a group together, it's always best to bounce ideas off of each other. It'll help you write your biography. It'll help you write your artist statement, which is really tough because when you write an artist statement, you got 30 seconds to get their attention and keep it. So you need to say everything you need that you do for a living that interests people in 30 seconds. Otherwise, they're out the door going and getting a cheeseburger.
Okay, I'm going to move the mic closer, but that means I'm moving the camera closer. So everybody Hold on.
Hold on, here we go.
And we do have some new microphones. We just didn't get those plugged in yet.
Okay, how's that? Hi Lee, yeah, if you're something small, less than 5 pounds, you can use a 1/4 inch U zinc. But you have to remember, hanging that, the zinc goes around your little piece fine, but hanging something on that zinc that's gonna make it stay there and not pull through the zinc, because the zinc is a soft metal. Well, it's harder than lead, but for a small panel that maybe you want to sit up in a plate holder or something, just a 1/4 inch U-shaped zinc will be fine. And you can cut that with a hacksaw and a little wooden miter box. That way you can make it look nice. If you can, always do your zinc on a mitered corner rather than a layered corner, because the layered corner is always open on one end. The customers don't like to see that. I hope that helped.
What size zinc? Did you
Yeah, it's a 1/4 inch U.
1/4 inch U? Okay. Melanie said, "Thank you for the advice."
Yes, that 30-second elevator speech is helpful.
She said, "Thank you for the advice on the cutting." She was the one that you said looked
was
like she was
dragging? Yeah.
flicking her wrist at the end. Flip, kind of like when you're playing golf, you have to keep your
Yeah, you have to
shoulder
keep your
down,
head
right? Your
Yeah,
head down.
and if you lift your head up,
Follow
guess what?
through.
Your shoulder goes. So yeah, great. But Melanie, I could hear that when you came down your glass. When you did that, your cutter head was turning sideways and you were dragging. And I'm so happy that we could help you with that, because you feel better when you cut better. It's when things go to pieces that you go to pieces with it.
Like I did today, right? Oh God, everything,
Yeah.
everything. Okay,
Yeah,
but
so,
I got over it.
we got the RV, and they didn't have a little flower bin here of a RV. So when I walked in, these were really pretty. And when Barb and I first met, I sent her white roses, and there you have it. And we're not gonna get all sloppy and mushy with you, but it's all
Okay,
good.
that's good. All right. Okay.
You're welcome, Melanie.
Yeah.
You're welcome. There are no secrets in this industry. It's just that some people don't tell things about it, that's all. So if you do have any questions, please let us know. We can, if you have any other comments.
Melanie's doing some enameling. That's nice. Very nice. Can I mix tracing black
With
with
non-lead
red series 5? No, I don't know.
I don't know. You'd have to do a test. You would have to do a test. Fire your tracing black first, and the non-lead series 5. I'm not sure that I've seen those enamels. You can send a video to of you cutting at ed@conwayglass.com.
I was just going to put that up.
It is
Who was
viral.
hiding the wine? I don't know.
Yeah,
But I wish we
So it is by Rouge. I'll have to look at it. I have only used, I guess the paints that I've been using have lead in them, which they probably do. However, the ventilation system within our studio is just awesome. We change the air over in our studio about every 3 minutes. So I will look at that. I don't know. It might be a question you want to ask Roosh, but if they're making it it's probably compatible. But do a test. That's the first thing I would do. I think I would do a test, and by firing your tracing black, regular tracing black first, and then put this inside of it like you were painting something, and see if when they flow, when the one flows to kiss the other one, see what happens. Yeah, we've been working diligently on the live oak project, so and we're trying to keep you updated at least once a week on that project. We're not hiding the wine. Barbara actually has 4 bottles in her
I
office.
do. I have a half a case, or no, that's not a half a case, is it?
No.
I have 4 bottles left.
But
They're kind of hiding.
they're kind of hiding because we don't bother with them.
But
I'd say we could give a bottle away, but you can't
you're not
ship
allowed
it
to
every
do
state.
that.
Yeah, we're not allowed to do that. Yeah.
Hmm. 1,250, same
Okay,
thing.
so if they're in the same run, see what happens with the rouge paints is your blacks and your tracings and your bisque browns are all high temperature, and your colors are all low temperature, except it's right on the tip of my tongue. I'll think about it, but there's a low fire that you put on the opposite side.
A silver stain?
Yeah, the silver stain goes behind the face on Jesus and makes him pop, makes him come alive. But the silver stain is $8.75 as opposed to the other side of Jesus' face that's $12.50. So think about that, and it's all possible.
Yeah.
It's all good. But the silver stain, thanks, Barb.
Yeah,
it's
is that
the
what you're
silver
talking
stain,
about,
yeah.
Melanie? The yellow is yellow. She said, yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and it
Yes.
goes on kind of goofy and comes out like an orangish.
Oh, it's
like
beautiful.
a beautiful tan, like a suntan. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Love working with that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we like working with it. We did a bunch of bamboo fronds out of it one time on
Clear.
48-inch side lights. Remember that?
On clear, right? On clear.
On clear plate glass, just plate glass, 1/4-inch plate glass. We did some little paintings of bamboo and fired it, and it turned out so really pretty. They were for the they were in a cabinet door. They were cabinet doors.
Yeah, I can't remember what technique we used for the bamboo, but
I don't remember. Yeah.
any tips for RVing glass? We cut ours first here.
Yeah, we put our projects together here, not together, I'm sorry. We take our projects and cut everything here.
And do all the grinding.
Yeah, do the grinding. Take
Unless
a
you
grinder
have
with
a grinder, you could sit on a picnic table and do it or whatever.
Yeah.
Depends on the project.
And if you're doing
But yeah.
stained glass in the campgrounds, you create a lot of hype about it because everybody wants to know what you're doing. Don't let them talk you into doing anything for free. That's not what it's all about. You're painting on 1/4-inch today. Okay.
Nice. So Amber is traveling in her Class B. Any tips for traveling with the RV? Yeah, we cut it and then we package it up so that we can foil while we're traveling.
We love foiling while we're traveling and just hanging out in the campground, and we don't do a lot of boondocking because of Dixie. She requires upscale accommodations.
She likes glamping and
She
stuff.
likes glamping, yeah, she loves it. But
Yeah.
do your projects if you're doing especially copper foil. If you're doing copper foil projects, cut them up grind them, and wrap them up, and put them in a box, so that when you get where you're going, you can just, you can always run a cord out. You have an outdoor plug-in on your Class B, Class C, or Class A like we have, either one. So, yeah, do your soldering outside. Take a small piece of 24-inch, now this is lightweight, only weighs about 2 pounds, 24 by 24 ceiling tile to work on your picnic table, to solder on top of, and that only weighs about 1 pound, and you can stuff that behind the couch or behind the passenger seat.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, so we find all kinds of, and you have your little toolbox, and it's ready to go, and you can take it with you.
Yeah, great toolbox is a fishing box,
Yeah.
or like I have an old shoe shine box, and I love that thing. It carries exactly what I need. If it doesn't fit in there, I don't need it.
So we take one tote, and it has all of our everything in it except the toolbox.
And always, Amber, take an extra soldering iron, because you never know when the one you have is going to fail. Take an extra soldering iron. Sometimes
Ruin the weekend.
soldering irons on the road are a little more expensive than the one that's in your shop that you can take with you.
So Melanie is painting on 1/4 inch. What are you painting, Melanie?
Yeah, what
Tell
do you
us.
paint?
What is that? That's interesting.
Are you painting on quarter clear, or are you painting on? There we go.
How long have we been traveling and doing glass?
Oh gosh, we've been building stained glass windows and installing them all over the southeast. We've been restoring windows in as far up as Richmond, Virginia Beach, all in that area, West Virginia,
Yeah.
and we. One time we were a really large company, and we found out that it's just better with her and I. But yeah, I think most of our favorite projects that we do now in the RV are sun catchers and our memory boxes. Now, I don't know if any of y'all caught the video of the memory box, but just cut out 10 of them and take it with you. And the memory box, you can have a box of memories at every stop. Or once a week, fill up your memories from those travels and make a memory box. The memory boxes are just really a lot of fun, and they require, 4, 8, 9, 10 pieces of glass. And
Little.
yeah, they're 4 inches by 4 inches by 6 inches.
We should have put some out.
And they have, we have them on the motorhome. The ones that we make, we leave on the picnic table when we get where we're going to get set up. So,
Yeah. So that's a good project. And then that makes a nice little wedding gift or, birthday gift. It's just a great little project.
it is. Yeah, it's a great little project.
And portable.
Yeah, and it's really easy to just lob out a bunch of 4x4 squares and some 4.5 by 4 rectangles and a couple tops and a couple bottoms. You only need a little bit of mirror, so
Yeah. Yeah. So this is really good. Getting to
I know
meet
how
people and
you feel,
get.
Melanie, about seeing your mom for the first time in over a year. I understand.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's awesome, and she'll probably like that. And believe it or not, even just staying in the house and not being able to see her, I'm sure the two of you will share some
Yes.
memories that you can put in that box. And don't forget,
Oh, that's nice. That's sweet.
before you put flux all over it, just blow in the corner of the memory box and seal it up. Some of that air is going to get trapped in there.
I don't know. Oh. I don't know. Is that some kind of magic thing?
I don't know. If she's 82, that's
Oh,
fine.
that's awesome.
That's great.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
That's
That's
really
great.
good.
Yeah. Night lights would be great too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something
And you know, you'll
simple,
probably
though.
sell some at the campground.
Yeah, yeah.
People always want to buy a memory. So I would be thinking campground themed items for night
Yeah.
lights.
Yeah,
Would be
campground
cool.
theme, yeah, for night lights, yeah.
If you want to make a little bit of extra money on
Well,
the
you know,
way.
actually, you could make a night light, of course, much smaller, but I see this flower decanter right here of a pull behind.
I don't know that they can see it. Sit it
Oh,
up
okay.
here. Yeah.
We'll set it up on the big book.
Yeah, this was my
So I
Surprise!
see, yeah, I've got to stop by and got this for Barbara today, for our anniversary, but I thought it would make a nice little night light, because you can see that you can do this in 3 pieces of glass and 2 overlays. Okay? 3 pieces of glass and 2 overlays. Put your thinking cap on. There's your pattern right there for a night light. And actually, a lot of different things can come out of this particular little toe behind.
Yeah, we could definitely that'd be a cute little sun catcher.
Yeah, even a little toe behind sun catcher. And you know, in the 40s and 50s, and you'll see them. You can see these online. They're painting them all beautiful colors, the same colors that the cars were back in the 40s and 50s. So let your mind go crazy with your beautiful colored glass that you have, and you can make some little campers that'll hang. Just remember, look at it structurally, not just by design, to make sure that wherever you put those 2 hangers, that it's going to stay there. Okay?
Campfires, trees, tents, all kinds of that's
Yeah, it's
so
all right there.
cute.
Hey, yeah. So let me see some of those patterns. Let's see some of those patterns.
We'll probably see them on Instagram before long. There's probably some on Instagram already, but yeah.
Oh, that's really pretty.
Oh, that's
the
cute,
fused,
Melanie. That's awesome. Oh, that's awesome.
Fused jewelry box tops. I guess they're just small fused tops, so that you're able to. Are they lift off, or do you try to hinge them? Because there's so many different ways to do it, but I would imagine with a fused glass top that it would be a lift off top.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Oh,
sent
she's
some
hinging.
pics.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
We had some friends that made fused lighthouses. They were from Iowa.
Oh my
They
goodness.
used to make fused lighthouses. Remember
Oh
that?
yes.
They make 2 halves. They would fuse it and then slump each half of the lighthouse and then put it together and put a light in it and put it on a wooden base that the guy turned. I was like, "Are you crazy? That's awesome!"
And they were selling thousands of them.
Yeah, I imagine.
I don't
that they
know
took
how
it
they did it.
overseas.
Yeah, I don't know how
Eventually,
they
it
did
got
it.
that big. And this couple was from Iowa, and I think they just packed up the farm and said, "You know what? We're doing lighthouses." So
And they
good for
just
them.
did lighthouses. That's
Yeah,
all they did.
That's all they did was lighthouses.
Oh, that sounds nice. She said they're 3 inches tall and 7 by 12. Yeah,
Okay.
Melanie's funny. Okay. I love
Well, you
hearing
guys got
about
some
this.
really good ideas for some boxes, and I can't wait to see them. again, you know, there really are no secrets, but there's always those things that you forgot to think of, and it can just inspire you so much, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
just inspires you, just so much. So yeah, we're having, you know, it's kind of like the yellow, the infamous Port St. Lucie yellow cardinal that I made and sent down to our relatives that live in Port St. Lucie. That cardinal, I was just inspired by a newscast that I saw, and I couldn't believe it, and I was like, you know what? I wonder if our aunt and uncle saw that, and they did, but they got a yellow cardinal to hang in their window at their house. So. The Emphas. Yeah, you know, boxes. My father, when he worked with us in the stained glass, he used to make little houses and all that. I'm going to show y'all something. So I'm going to leave the picture just for one moment, because I see what I want to show you right over here.
This might give you an idea.
Yeah, this may give you some ideas. Now this,
Maybe something like this with a camper on the front.
yeah,
Or
camper.
I'll move this out of the way. Put it right back here.
So yeah, this is a great idea. I have about 6 of these that my father built and gave to me before he died, and they're all different. I want you to
Might
take.
be just a little bit dusty.
Yeah, this is
See if I could
this is
get
our
a close
business
up.
card holder, but I want you to see it's all pretty much a lot of it is overlaid. I can see it. Can you see that? Just a little. It's got a little fence around it, and
It does.
a little bit of dust on it. But it's basically 2 pieces of glass here. Just a lot of copper foil overlay work, and it's really.
It's one of those burn your fingers.
It's one of those, yeah. And my dad used to, and he, you know, I have big hands, but my father had paws.
Put it
So,
in front of your shirt.
I'll put it in front of my blue shirt, and maybe you can see it a little bit better.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cute.
So this holds our business cards, okay? So our business cards, they sit right here. I'll let you see some of our other work that's in the business card. These are our bird's nests that we do in the glass blowing studio. So anyway, there's our business card. And so I have several of these. And speaking of lighthouses, I have a lighthouse business card holder too that he built for me.
Yeah,
So
we'll
anyway,
show
that's
that.
good, Barb. Wow, you can really see that nice. But this is the little Hansel and Gretel cottage, I think. I'm not sure. But I have people, they want to buy it all the time, and I just, you know, this is just one of those little things that that I'll never get rid of.
We'll show that lighthouse next week.
Yeah.
Maybe they can get some ideas. That's probably in a book somewhere, but I have never seen it, and I've seen a lot of books, but it's pretty easy to figure out.
So, yeah, it is. It's quite a treasure. The lighthouse one sits on my desk. So,
Okay, well, we are getting close to time for the new.
yeah. So, any of you that aren't subscribers, we'd like for you to subscribe, and don't forget, if you are a subscriber and hasn't rang that bell yet to let you know every time that we're getting ready to pop up a new video on you, please do so. And if you would, I'm going to ask you tonight, just remember, we're having part 6 of our live oak video. It's got some soldering tips in it, and tonight I'm using the smallest iron that I have to solder this 3/16 lead on this window. Next week we're going to show you, we're puttying and we're cleaning, and we're getting the whole bottom section completed and hopefully in the gallery so you can see what it's starting to come together like. Guys, thanks again for tuning in tonight.
Thank you.
From Barbara and I, thanks again.
We'll see you next week.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you for watching.
Save up your questions for next Monday night.
Yes. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Aw, Amber grew up in a gas station.
No. Then, are we gone?
Not yet, no.
Hey.
Ring
that-
it again.
You want me to ring that again? Because you know why? If you need to fill her up. That
Come
is
back
an
for the
original.
memories.
That is an original Gulf Station bell that used to be operated by air. You know that. And my son put a foot pedal from an electric guitar on it for me so that I could plug it into the wall. So you get that.
All right.
I love my bell.
Okay, we'll see y'all later. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.